Okay. All right. Want to pick it up? Good evening, caller.
Hi.
Hi. You're on the air. Do you have a question for our guest, Dino LaVerghetta?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. And we're on the air, right? All right. Well, let me just welcome everyone back to Patriot Radio. Our call-in number, 212-777-6731. I'm here this evening with Dino LaVerghetta, congressional candidate for the 14th District of New York, running against Incumbent Carolyn Maloney. Welcome, caller. Give us your question for Dino.
Hi, Dino. My name is Arthur. I'm from Long Island City, so I'm a potential constituent. I'm wondering, how do you feel about Ron Paul's Audit the Fed bill? And do you agree with him that our U.S. dollar, a fiat currency, is inevitably going to collapse?
I don't know if I agree that the collapse is inevitable. And thank you for the question. And it's great to have potential constituents listening. I don't know if...
Maybe just... hopefully everyone heard. Why don't we just repeat the question for Dino? Why don't you repeat the question for maybe anyone who didn't hear? And caller, you stay on the line.
Sure. And please let me know if I get the question wrong. I think it's do I agree with Ron Paul's statement that a fiat currency, a free-floating currency, is destined to collapse? Is that about right?
Yeah, that's about right. And also your position on his bill to audit the Federal Reserve?
And also your position on Ron Paul's...
auditing the Federal Reserve? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So let me... actually...
H.R. 1207. That's
yeah.
Ron Paul's bill in the House of Representatives to audit the Federal Reserve. And actually, just for our listeners, Carolyn Maloney is on the House Financial Services Committee. So she is right now someone who's going to be influential in deciding for or against that. Go ahead, Dino.
Yeah. I mean, first with the audit of the Fed, I can't see a reason not to audit the Fed, to be quite honest. I'm fully in favor of conducting a full and thorough audit and doing it on a regular basis. Look, corporations are subject to audit, and I don't think government should be held to a lower standard than that. So it's something I wholeheartedly support. And then, usually how I get to this whole fiat currency is people will then ask, well, are you for ending the Fed? And my answer is usually, well, so long as we have a free-floating currency, I don't think we really can, because you actually do need somebody there controlling the fluctuations. And I think that's part of the reason why the euro right now is seeing is in such trouble, is because there isn't one central bank controlling it. It's so decentralized that they're having a lot of problems keeping things under control. You would have to move to something like a gold standard. Is that something I'd be in favor for? I think it's something we should look at, and that it definitely provides in a lot of ways a lot more stability. So I mean, I guess the answer to the question is, do I think it's destined for collapse? I think that depends on how good your regulators are, honestly, which is not something you can rely on, as we've seen. And an answer to that would be moving to something like the gold standard, which is something that we'll need to take a look at. Now, in order to do that, though, we would have to get the other reserve currency, which is the euro, to also move to a gold standard if it's really going to work.